What truly happens after someone takes their final breath? Is it darkness, emptiness, or is it the beginning of a journey too sacred to be spoken aloud? Hidden beneath layers of dust and time, a forbidden manuscript, buried for over 1,200 years, has resurfaced. Within its pages lies a detailed account of what the soul experiences after death. Not just vague metaphors or distant theology, but 7 distinct stages, described with such intimacy as if the author had lived through them. Today, we open that ancient book, page by page, and follow the soul's path beyond the veil. You're watching Life After Death Unveiled, where forgotten truths of the soul are brought gently back into the light. If you've ever grieved someone you loved, or felt a quiet longing for answers no one dared to give, let this video walk with you. Take a deep breath, let your spirit soften, and together, let us begin this sacred journey home. The moment has come. The final breath slips away like a whisper. The heart gives one last beat and then falls into stillness. And in that silence, something unexplainable begins to happen. The soul rises gently, like a mist lifted by the wind, weightless, timeless, but not without feeling. There is no thunder, no flash of light, just a quiet detachment, a sense of floating, of being pulled upward, yet still tethered to what was just lost. And then, the soul sees. Below, the body lies motionless, the same face, the same hands, but lifeless, like a shell just emptied, and around it, people, loved ones, crying, holding, whispering things they wish they'd said sooner. The soul hovers, unable to touch them, but feeling everything. There's confusion. Is this real? Am I still me? And yet somehow, the soul knows, deep down, that what just ended was not its end. Something ancient awakens, a memory buried in silence. You were never the body. You were always the light within it. This is the beginning. At first, there is only sensation, the drifting, the weightlessness, the soft pull into the unknown. Then, slowly, something deeper begins to unfold. A realization, not a thought, not a word, but a knowing. I'm no longer alive, but I'm still here. It dawns gently, like the morning light breaking through mist. The physical body is gone. The heart no longer beats, but awareness remains. The soul begins to awaken to a truth long forgotten. That consciousness is not confined to flesh, that life continues, even after death. Suddenly memories return, faint at first, then vivid. Moments from a lifetime flicker through the soul's awareness. A child's laughter, a final goodbye, a choice that changed everything. They appear not as shadows, but as living echoes, surrounding the soul like a dream made of light. For some, it brings peace, a gentle surrender, a sense of release. For others, it brings ache, unfinished stories, regrets still burning at the edges, but all feel it. This in between. Not life, not yet whatever comes after. Just the space where truth begins to bloom, and the soul, now fully aware, begins to ask, if I am still here, then what comes next? There comes a moment when the soul stops drifting and begins to witness. Not from above, but from within. It's not a courtroom. There are no judges, no angels pointing fingers. There is only a light, and within that light, a mirror. But this mirror doesn't reflect the face. It reflects the life, every thought, every intention, every word spoken in love or in anger, every choice, no matter how small. They all return, not to condemn, but to reveal. Moments long forgotten appear with stunning clarity. The way you held a friend's hand when they were breaking, the way you turned away when someone needed your eyes. It all lives here, in the mirror of truth. And as the soul watches, there are no lies to hide behind, no roles to play, no masks to wear, only feeling, only presence. Some weep, without tears, not out of shame, but from the deep ache of remembering who they truly were, and who they were always meant to be. This is not punishment, this is reflection. The soul seeing itself fully for the very first time, and in that seeing, something shifts. A door opens, not outward, but inward. And then it rises, not the memories, but the emotions they carried, all the love left unspoken, all the regrets tucked into silence, the anger never healed, the hopes that once burned bright, then quietly dimmed. Now, in this sacred space, the soul doesn't just see what it lived, it feels it, deeply, unfiltered, as if every heartbeat were being played back, through feeling alone. There is no escaping it, because there's no need to. This is not judgment. This is resonance. The energy the soul once released has returned, and now it lands. The pain we caused is felt as if it were our own. The healing we offered returns like a warm embrace. Every ripple, every wound, every moment of grace, they're here now, not to punish, but to teach, to heal, if we allow it. For many, this is the most vulnerable chapter. The soul, stripped of all pretense, faces the rawness of what it has been and what it has become. But within that weight, there is a gift, a final chance, to forgive, to feel, to let go, before the soul takes its next step. This moment becomes a sacred pause, a breath between lifetimes. After the reflection, after the emotions have surged and softened, there comes a stillness, and in that stillness, a presence, not a voice, not a figure, but an energy, vast, radiant, and impossibly gentle. It does not command, it does not demand, it invites. A warmth that reaches through the silence, whispering not with words, but with remembrance. You are known, you are loved, you are welcome. The soul, now stripped bare, feels it, not as something new, but as something ancient, a feeling that it once belonged to something greater and is being gently called home. Some souls move toward the light with quiet surrender, ready, open, whole. Others hesitate, still holding on to the earth, to loved ones left behind, to dreams unfinished, to wounds not yet understood. The light waits, it does not vanish, it simply stands, like a doorway made of compassion. The soul is not pushed, but invited. This is the moment of holy recognition, that beyond the pain, the memory, the journey, something has been waiting all along. Something that remembers us, even when we forget ourselves. And now, the soul stands at a threshold, not of judgment, but of choice. There is no gavel, no final decree. Only two paths, each illuminated by truth. One leads back into the world of form, time, and gravity. A return to life, to learn, to heal, to grow once more. The other leads higher, to realms of light where form dissolves and the soul merges into greater consciousness, not as escape, but as evolution. This is not pass or fail. This is vibration, a choice aligned with the soul's true frequency. Some have completed their lessons. Their hearts are clear, their light steady. They choose to rise, not with pride, but with peace. Others feel the pull of earth, a longing to make things right, to love better, to live deeper, to remember again in a body what it means to be spirit in skin. There is no shame in returning, only purpose, and the soul knows. It is not punished for choosing to stay, nor praised for choosing to rise. The only question is, what is most true for this soul right now? And with that knowing, the path becomes clear. The choice is made, and with it, the path unfolds. If the soul chooses to return, there is no rush, no command, only preparation. A weaving begins. A body is chosen, a family, a set of experiences, perfectly crafted for the next lesson. It is not punishment. It is purpose, a sacred opportunity to try again, love better, remember more. And if the soul chooses to rise, there is no farewell, only expansion. The soul becomes light, not metaphorically, but literally. Its essence dissolves into the fabric of divine intelligence, becoming part of the wisdom that guides all things. Some do not vanish entirely. They remain, subtle, invisible, as guides, whispers in the silence, hands in the dark, helping other souls along their path, just as they were once helped. And so, the journey does not truly end. It simply changes form. Whether returning or rising, the soul is never lost, never forgotten. It is held in a universe that remembers every spark of light and welcomes each one back with grace. This is the closing of a chapter and the beginning of something eternal. The journey after death is not a door that slams shut. It is a gateway, softly opening, into something far more expansive than we were ever taught to imagine. A path of reflection, of remembrance, of choice. And if you're still here, listening, it means your soul is still walking. Maybe you're standing in your own mirror of truth. Maybe you're carrying a grief unspoken, or a love that was never fully lived. But let this be your reminder. It's not too late. Not for healing. Not for light. Not for the next step. The soul is never lost, only becoming. If this journey resonated with you, let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe to walk this path of soul discovery with us. You are not alone. You were never alone. And the light has always been waiting.